What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA football opening lines show. If you want to watch the entire show, hit the link on the bottom of the screen. It's available exclusively on odds.com. Next up, little Pac-12 action. Stanford 0-2. 0-2 in the Pac-12 at California, 0-2 in the Pac-12. Berkeley, California, 61 Fahrenheit, sunny, 9 miles per hour on 4 p.m. At 4 p.m. Excuse me, I guess that's 1 p.m. Pacific when this game goes off, 4 p.m. Eastern. Stanford's game last week was canceled due to a COVID outbreak in their opposition, the Washington State Cougars. But that's not to say that Stanford hasn't been dealing with COVID. As you guys know, they opened that season with 35-14 loss at Oregon. And starting quarterback Davis Mills, Connor Weddington, their wide receiver, those guys are both starters. And defensive end Trey LaBounty were all out for the opener due to COVID-19 testing results and contact tracing protocols. So they lose 35-14 at Oregon without their starting quarterback. Starting quarterback Davis Mills comes back 35-32, lost at home to Colorado. Davis Mills 3 years ago was the number one rated quarterback coming out of high school. He's not shown enough, but he looked good last week. 31 of 56, 327 yards. I don't know what to make of Davis Mills at this point. California opened their season with 34-10 loss at UCLA, then followed that up with a 31-27 loss at Oregon State. Is that – yes. Okay. Sorry. They have struggled moving the ball on the ground, averaging just 89 yards per game. We got on the under in the California-Oregon State, and that did not work out for us. California's been outgained by an average of 92.5 yards per game. I know you watch these teams closely. Nolly knows. Let's start with you, Stanford, Cal.
Yeah, I have watched these teams closely, and it's been pretty painful to watch. Really not indicative of what they really are, taking care of the ball, running the ball well, and stopping the run. And Cal, just the defense hasn't looked the same, giving up 224 yards, and Stanford damn near the same at 223, just really not getting it done. Stanford giving up 35 points in each one of their games to start the season, and that's, to me, what kind of keeps me off of this game, to be honest. Cal did look a little bit better. I expect their offense to get going eventually, but I don't know what happened to their defense, and that's my biggest question mark. You look at their last year's matchup is more so what I think what typically happens, a 24-20 matchup, two teams smash mouth and playing good defense and running the ball and maybe trying to stop the run, but just the inability to play any defense here is what's keeping me off this game. I would lean towards Cal. I think their offense will be able to move the ball. I think Stanford's defense has looked significantly worse. But, I won't get involved. I need to see what's going on. This whole COVID situation is really throwing things off, especially in this type of matchup for me.
California opened up as 2.5-point favorites. That's all the way down. Well, there's 2s, there's 1.5s, but the leading indicator books have moved it to 1. Let's stay out with our Western cappers. Let's go over to CMac, Stanford, Cal. CMac, you're on mute, my man.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, what's happened with Stanford? They're just not a good football team all the way around. They're all that sound fundamentals, and they're not playing well. And Chase Garber was horrible last year. He looked a little bit towards the end of the year. Cal played better. He doesn't look good to start out. Cal looks kind of like how they looked last year, just losing games, 28, 21, games like that. Just not a whole lot defensively, just on par. I saw this, and it's just a pass. There's no way I can take Stanford or Cal on the spot. No way.
Tough teams to trust. John Ryan, can you shed any light?
Well, both teams are definitely struggling. I know Coach Shaw is 14-3 against the spread after losing a game installed as a favorite. So he does have the ability to motivate his players after a bad loss. But how in the world can you even apply that in the COVID world that they're living in? They have, I believe it's 9 players on the injury list listed as undisclosed. There's too many uncertainties there to even use that as a trend, but maybe next season you can write it down and use it, when everything's a little bit more clear. So with Cal, there is a system here. You're going to play against teams like Stanford in a matchup of two, I hate saying this, two terrible teams, getting outscored by 10 or more points per game, and after playing a game in which 60 or more points was scored. Pretty simple, but again, it's a 2-game sample for each team in so far this season. I don't think the system carries much merit at all for this matchup, but I throw it out there because for other games with better sample sizes and more certainty in it, it probably is a good system.
Yeah.
I did a lot about nothing right there, didn't I?
No, you gave us a system that will work in a regular season. And here with COVID, we're coming to the very end of the year, and yet these two teams have played twice.
Sometimes, Jimmy, I feel like in a vacuum, this system works. With this COVID crap going on this year,
it does add extra levels of trickiness.